All right, what up? What up? Welcome to Trading Unfiltered. Happy last day of March. What's up, big dog?
What's going on, man?
How was your March?
Dude, it was good. It was really good, actually.
The hell are these people talking about? There's no action in small caps. I refute it. I refute it all.
That's
There's not.
right.
There's not been as many opportunities as we've had in other months, but I ain't mad at March.
Yeah, man, I'm not either. You just got to be careful, and you know, it. I will say, there's seems like there's less opportunity some days, but then you'll have a day like today where it's just like slam full of opportunities.
Yeah, one of us caught a offering. We'll get more into that. Top secret info. It wasn't me, but we'll do this intro thing, and then we'll jump into that. All right, so you know how they say save the best for last, right? That's a thing people live by, abide by. I think we should do the same.
All right, cool. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get my little subpar trades out of the way, and then we're gonna get into his stuff because, quite frankly, he just killed it. Like, absolutely killed it. So we're gonna do some trade review. End of the week, end of the month. Obviously, we're gonna talk about stuff more recent, but let's just jump into it. All right. So I'm going to show this one here first because this is real short, sweet, simple, not anything crazy, not a massive. This was like a 20% win. So solid, right? I'm not going to downplay it. It is a solid win. I can't ever be mad at 20%.
Man, 20% is great.
Yeah, I know. Especially, my average win is like 8 or something. So anytime I get 20%, like, I'm thrilled. But this, to me, I'm not gonna say it was a gimme because you can't really call a lot of trades a gimme trade. They're all, trading's hard, so it's hard to say it was a gimme. But MCOM, this ticker used to be HLBZ. A lot of people are probably familiar with that ticker. It was somewhat of a meme-esque ticker, kind of like CEI or AMC or Mulan or MULN, I guess you call it. Any of those. It was kind of in that realm.
Isn't it like a little electric scooter company or something?
Yeah, it's a massive piece of shit. That's what that company is. Like, that dude, the CEO, Palela, or however you say his name, has diluted his shareholders time and time again. So the common theme,
man.
Yeah. So the common theme with these type of tickers is they run them up on BS, right? And they hype up retail, and retail gets behind them. They hype them up, and it has a nice little run. And then the dilution starts, and that's how management makes a ton of money. And then it diluted from, I don't even know what the high was. It doesn't matter. Diluted down to nothing, right? So then what they do is they do a reverse split. And in this scenario, it was a 1-450 reverse split. That tells you how bad this company is. A 1-450 reverse split. And then they changed the ticker. It is no longer, this is so sad. It was no longer HLBZ. It is now MCOM. So not only did they do a reverse split, they also changed the ticker name. And this is the theme with these. They do this. And usually on reverse split day, which is today, and I wasn't early enough. As you can see, this thing opened right here, and it had a nice little early run and fail. I wasn't here and present for that. I kind of let it show its hand a little bit first. But this is the typical theme with these. They do the reverse split on these crap companies. And usually on reverse split day, this is what you get. So I got short here when it really started. It fell below VWAP is what I was waiting on. Tried to get executed in here, kind of struggled. Finally got executed here. And then I let it ride until it found what I thought was support right around 370-ish. It did have a nice little breakdown here, reclaim, and anyway, it kind of chopped around. So not a gimme, but I would as close to a gimme as I think you can get in the trading world.
Hey, I mean, like
So
you said, you saw it, you knew what it was, you took the trade because it's junk and it worked out.
yeah, man, like this company's broke. And I even joked to you this morning. I was like, watch them do an offering on reverse split day because they have an open S3. But anyway, that's that one. So solid trade, 20%. That was my biggest trade of the day. I'm not mad at it. The other trade I had today, let's see here. This wasn't today's trade, but I'm going to show it because this is one I'm excited about. Not so much because of the trade itself, but the implications of what it might mean. You know I love OTC. Love OTC.
Yeah.
OTC markets kind of sucked in comparison.
I've
so
never traded in an OTC.
It's kind of sucked in comparison to what it was around 2019. It's really sucked in comparison to then. That was all-time amazingness for OTC that I've seen. So this is the SIVB bank that crashed. They added a Q to it because it's bankrupt. And this looks confusing because it's just one singular red arrow. That is not a short. So actually, the dollar was the key area for me. You know, I missed this whole run up. I wish I could have said I caught it right up in here. I didn't. It broke $1. And then my whole plan was to hopefully go back down to $1 and hold because that's such a big key psychological level. So I ended up buying it right in here. And I was hoping it would have closed stronger and really gap up big to like 150. I got a little worried because it closed here. And I was worried about a gap down. But it reclaimed and it opened. And because of the kind of funky action that I wasn't, I guess, predicting or expecting, I basically covered right at open. But this was another like 30% win. Really solid win. I was happy with it, but I'm more excited at the implications of what it could mean for the OTC market. I would love to see the OTC market come back. I also wish I would have shorted it right here and rode that little move there. I didn't. This was a cut, or this was a sell from my buy the day prior. So
A long.
Yeah, a long. So I don't long much. You know that, especially in small caps. I'm much more comfortable longing OTCs than I am listed small caps. And that's just because of my background and what I've done earlier with trading years back. To me, they move slower. They're cleaner. The level 2 is much easier to read and digest. So I'm just much more comfortable longing these type of plays. And I always liked longing and overnighting a first green day, a strong first green day on OTC. I used to love that because a lot of times they would gap up. And this one did. So first OTC trap had since
what was that one? I remember you trading that one.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the ticker name and now I can't remember the name. But it's been
trading that thing.
GTII. That's what it was. GTI. It was the last OTC I traded, and I think I longed it on a dip buy.
I remember it was you, David Hanlon, John Papa.
I learned OTCs, a lot of OTCs from him.
Yeah, I used to watch his OTC videos, like when he had them on YouTube.
He answered a lot of my OTC questions back in the day. A lot. Credit to him because I asked him a lot of questions.
He's a cool guy. I've talked to him a few times.
Yep. So I'm glad that OTC hopefully we'll see. I mean, you know, this one's a little different because it was the old bank that, you know, crashed and now it's OTC. But anyway, hopefully it brings back some OTC-ness. I'd love to see it. But yeah, this was the first green day OTC. Those are the ones I like to hold overnight. Worked out nicely.
Solid trade, dude.
Those were two good ones. The last trade I have to show before we get into his amazingness.
Whatever.
Oh, just they wait. Pally, this was today. This was tough. as everyone probably knows, I don't typically trade pre-market. It's not my thing. If I ever do it, it's small size because I suck at it. I typically don't do it. I'm getting my kids ready, and I just got too much going on. So tiny size. But here I was full sized. The only thing I like about I shouldn't say the only thing I like. I think I traded this about as well as I could given the ticker. This was tough, very choppy. I liked both of my entries a lot. Um, I especially like this one on that what I thought was a fake breakout candle on volume, and it did. I mean, it went down quick, and I thought this was it. I
I
really
did too.
thought this move here. I thought it was it, and I thought it was just going to unwind.
I
And
traded this one too. You traded it a little better than me. Your entries are better,
this
and
was a tough one, but I covered here when it held this. Like it held three. It just would not lose three. So I was like, all right. So I took off a third, and then it made some lower highs, and I'm like, all right. So I took off 2/3, had a third left, and I set my stop for break even. I was like, all right. I set a range order. You and I were texting, and I was like, I got to go get tires on the truck. It's either going to hit my stop or it's going to hit my target. I think my target was around 275 or something like that, 270. And
that's where I
anyway,
had mine moved up to. Was around
yeah.
there.
And unfortunately, hit my stop. It is what it is. I traded about as well as I feel like I could. Came out green on it. Locates were nothing. But this was a tough one. Happy with the entries. I'm happy with both of those covers. And then I ranged it, and it hit the stop part of the range. And it is what it is. That's how it be.
That was sick, man. You did good on it.
So those are three little quick ones for me. It's what?
I was gonna say too. Just I mean, like with you keeping that last boot on that got stopped. I mean, I think we've got the same idea. It's like I like to keep a little bit on. You know, sometimes you'll see me covering a little piece into after hours or whatever. You're never gonna hit like a huge ass win percentage wise if you don't keep a little piece. I mean, you don't have to. You know, that's
Oh
not
yeah,
the thing.
I agree with you. And I kept a third on, ranged it. It didn't work out, but so many times we've seen end of day unwinds. After it chops around all day and then it unwinds. So I don't think there's anything wrong with keeping a piece on. If I do keep a piece on, though, I'm going to keep that last piece break even. I'm not going to let that last piece go against me. That's just me.
I let it go against me a little bit today on PALI, but then I ended green on it. It ended up being a pretty good trade.
It was a tough ticker. So those are mine. They are what they are. I mean, I'm not going to complain about the month. I haven't finished my monthly Trader Sync journaling stuff yet, but good month. Damn, we both traded one ticker that really helped make the month, and now I can't think what. Oh shit, SIVB for me when it was still listed. That one trade has really made my month. But even aside from that trade, there's been other good opportunities. So I have no complaints about the month. Maybe in small caps is a little bit slower, but man, the bank action we got mid-month this month was insane. FRC,
Yes,
SIVB, PACW, those were some amazing opportunities that don't come along often. So I tried to capitalize on those as best I could, and that helped make a month.
Oh yeah. I had some decent trades on the banks.
I think almost for like a week. I don't want to say a whole week, but like 3 or 4 days, all you and I traded was damn near the bank stocks.
Yeah. You had way better trades on them than me, but I was playing them a little more conservative. I don't know. I caught that news on FRC that one day. That was just kind of luck, but I mean, it's not like I didn't have a ton of size,
Yeah. Well, on SIVB, I didn't have a ton of size either, but it melted so much that it didn't even matter. That was crazy.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of how it was with. I mean, you see the chart I posted of FRC that day. It's been a little while back. It looks just badass. I mean, and it was a badass trade. But if I would have had like massive size or something, it would have been crazy.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't. Sure. That's all I'm saying is that they weren't like month makers just because they're not really my thing. Even though I had some that worked out, I had some that didn't work out too. But
right,
like my thing is like I'll go pretty heavy size on shorting parabolics.
Stuff stuff that's in your wheelhouse, as they say.
Yeah, like I'll go ahead and show this one. So this was one from yesterday. It was AMBI.
This was a good one.
Yeah, man, this is one of my biggest wins this week. Um, so let's see here.
Yeah, this was a good one.
So I I had somebody ask me, they were like, "Why? How are you so patient with these?" And I mean, it has to do with the percentage move and the speed of it, how fast it made that move. Like I'm usually pretty confident in 1-200 covers and then holding some for end of day. Like I'm not trying to, and I do like to try to see a little bit of failure, like here. You know, I want to see something fail. I might take my first bit and then add after I see that little fail, or I say fail, just slightly lower high.
No, well, you know how I love how you trade pairs where you're not trying to necessarily predict. You're reacting versus trying to predict. You can't predict what's going to happen. So the fact that you react to them the way you do, like I love that personally.
These are from from what I keep track of, and like what I, as far as my trading style, this makes up like pairs like this make up something. It's like 68% of my like profits. I can't remember what it is. I'd have to go look,
But that just shows your confidence in you waiting for your setups and hitting those with the size.
yeah, like on setups like this, I hit them pretty big, like big, relatively for me. So I'm usually pretty confident in them. It's got to be a certain percentage. It's got to, the speed to me is, like how fast it got there.
Right.
And like I said, when I get one like this, I'm not trying to cover right here. Which I mean, I will sometimes. I'll take some off there. That would have been still a really good win. But I like to have most of the size off here and then hold a little bit lotto. Covered this one.
I mean, this was pretty much a picture perfect pair of trade, in my opinion. Like you reacted to it, you had good covers, good inch. Like this was a good one. This was really good.
Yeah, dude, this is one of my favorites. I liked
This
it.
was on the fridge.
Hey, man, I was happy with it. And
Oh yeah.
I feel like these are what I'm good at, so that's what I try to do. I'll show you something I'm not good at, and let's see here. So this one from today, I was a little overconfident. This wasn't up enough for me to be shorting it where I did, but it looked like it had kind of made a little, like a little move, like it was done. And I've been seeing everybody shorting this thing. And I mean, you see all the arrows. It looks like I'm just adding, but it's really not that. I mean, I was full size here, and this is a full size stop out, but it's not like a max loss or anything crazy like that.
No, that's what I was telling you before we got into this. I traded this as well, and I had some entries around where your last entries are and covers where your last covers are because I thought that was a fake breakout above 3, which obviously it wasn't, right? But we tried it, and there was good risk reward there because the old high from a few days ago was also right around there, so it offered a good risk reward setup. It just didn't work.
Yeah, and this is like one of those plays. It's a fairly new chart,
Yep.
and I mean, I know it's a piece of shit,
Yep.
but I mean,
You never know how high they can go.
exactly, man. And I can't remember what the high was from the IPO on this. It was like $20 or something like that. I'm not
Yeah,
trying to.
it's beat down.
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm not trying to have this thing go crazy on me on a Friday like they do on Fridays. So
Yep, because we've seen some of these IPOs just go nuts out of
yeah,
nowhere.
exactly, man. I'm not trying to ruin my weekend, ruin my week. Stop out here, full size, stop out. I was like, I'm done with it. And
Yep.
I mean,
Same.
obviously, See, I was just trying to, that's pre-market high, I believe, and I'm hitting it here. I'm like 3/4 size. I'm full size here. I thought it was going to do a little fail breakout and dump.
That's what I thought too. We played it the same way on both the thesis and the cover. Like we had the same mindset. We didn't even talk about this, but we traded it pretty much the same way.
Yeah, yeah, and I just got in too early. It is what it is. Not too worried about it. I mean,
no, I do like the fact that we both left it alone after that fake breakout held, because I didn't trade it again after that either.
Yeah, and I'll have people on when I have charts like this. I'll be like, "Man, you could have just waited." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but that's not what I thought was going to happen." So,
right, and wait till what? So I always hate that. Like, wait till backside. So when is backside?
exactly.
Right, that's such an open-ended question. So many people have different theories and things, and oh, the first this, the first that. I like to use the first 15-minute red candle as a risk level, but I'm not gonna just sit here and say, oh, that's backside. I don't know. It's so hard to find, Anyway,
Yeah, man. Like back in like 2019, 2020, it was like I remember you could short like the first big kill candle. It seemed like you could short into that, and you could usually catch a pretty decent dump.
yep. Now
But
these candles will resume, or I'm sorry, not resume, reclaim like it's nothing.
yeah, like it'll be a kill candle, and it'll immediately reclaim.
Pally did that. We already showed the Pally chart, but that's exactly what Pally did. Pally had a nice little fake breakout kind of move, and it dumped hard, and then it reclaimed.
Yep, yep. And I got pretty lucky on the Pally one. I mean, I could show the chart, but I know we're kind of trying to get through
Oh,
this.
show you a good one.
All right, yeah, let's see here. Yeah, so this next one was probably like one of the sickest trades I've ever caught.
I love it. I've only caught a few of these in the last couple. They're tough to catch, man.
Yeah, and I remember there was one from a few months ago. I can't remember the ticker, but I caught an off. I was saying that when's the last time I caught an offering? I caught an offering, but it was only because I was done trading for the day. Can't remember what the ticker was, but it was up like 100%. And I remember it. It was it wasn't even hard to borrow, so it had gone crazy. And I remember I just saw a tweet from Short Sniper, and it was like win offering or something like that on this ticker, and I immediately just went and looked and just shorted it right then when he said that. And man, it was like 10 minutes later they hit it with an offering.
And the thing is, sometimes you catch an offering and it's not terrible, or it's one of those private placements that can be a
Yeah,
little bullish. This one though was a freaking offering.
yeah, dude,
That's just ridiculous.
I know, man, I know it was.
Ooh-wee.
So like, yeah, I hit it long right there off open, which, oh man, I really like. That's why I'm pretty. Like when I texted you, I said I just hit a little long on GMVD because of how I like longing stuff like that, stuff that made a big move like this, and then
Dumps hard on and long at it open.
yeah, and I've had success in the past like that, but I mean, imagine getting caught long in this if I still had any on. So like long here, I'm out there, and then I went ahead and got the locates, and I think I had like a 296 or 97 average, whatever it was. I hit it here, and then I was pretty much risking a little above what was it, the high from 2 days ago.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was either, but that was a good level that I think a lot of people probably did use.
Yeah, and it was pretty fast, like the tape speed and all that. So I got a little worried, and so I just I didn't have I set hard stops sometimes. This one I didn't have one on, so I was watching it, but I was like, oh. And then next thing you know, this thing just
Death candle. And what's crazy is this thing halted at what, like 240?
Yep.
And then it reopened around like $1.60, halted down again and just tanked. But the offering on this was, I think, for 88 cents or 80 cents. It was in the 80s. Like, this thing was
Yeah.
trading around $3 a share, and they did an offering in the 80s. So not only did you catch an offering, you caught one of the biggest offerings. Like, I don't know the last time I've seen an offering be this massive of, I mean, sometimes, from 3 to 2 or 3 to 250 even, but this was from 3 to 80. Brutal.
Yeah, dude, it kind of made my day. It really made my week. Just the
Hell yeah. I tried to chase it hard as hell when it reopened at $1.60. I was smashing my hotkeys trying to mark it because I knew the offering was at 80 cents. I was like, it's still got another, 100% down to go. But I didn't get executed. I shorted the bounce later on, but nothing. This is ugh.
Yeah, dude, percentage wise, this was enormous for me.
I bet it was.
I don't think I've ever made that much percentage wise on a short.
Yeah, I've caught some offerings before, but nothing. I mean, this offering was huge. Like, this, like I said, I read it and I thought I was reading it wrong when it said like 80 something cents. I was like, no way. Like, surely I'm reading it wrong. And I think I read it like 3 times before I finally like soaked that in as fact.
I know, dude. It was, and so like I was about to cover some right here, and because it was just slightly lower than that level, and I was like, and like I'm dragging my mouse over there, and then it halts, and I was like, oh shit, and then I saw what that offering was, and
brutal. Yeah,
then I was like, when it resumed, I was like setting orders for 84 cents, and it didn't fill, so then I think I marketed some out right here, and then I got out some here. It was like 94, and then I just held a little piece. I had a limit order set at 84 cents just in case all day. I didn't have a stop loss set because I was like, I'm pretty sure this, like the way it was just setting, I was like, I don't think it's going to go back to my average.
No, hell no. I wouldn't have put a stop loss in on that either.
So I just let it ride, and I let it ride like a few minutes into after hours. The spread was tight. It was easy to get executed. Sometimes I'll have, like on that AMBI trade from either, I think it was yesterday, I held that little piece into after hours, and like I had a hard time getting out where I wanted to.
MCOM today, when I shorted that in pre-market, the spreads were pretty nasty. I had a hard time getting executed in pre-market. It was tough.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to have like one of those things where it's like, you just buy the ask and it's like, you'll have like an arrow up here just randomly,
Right.
But yeah, dude, this is probably one of the craziest trades ever for me. Like,
it's nasty right there.
Yeah, I mean, I got lucky with that offering.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you got everybody that caught it was lucky to catch the offering, but to short it at that level was such a good spot to short. And like I said, I think the previous high was like 315 or something from the last time it ran up. Like, it wasn't much higher than that. So this was a good spot. It offered good risk reward on the stock itself. I didn't watch it because I was messing with Pally and wasn't focused on this. And the other stock I had eyes on at the moment was Nvidia, because I had been watching a key level there. So I just didn't have eyes on this at the time, and I missed it. It happens. It stings a little bit. I saw everybody's charts and I was like, damn, but can't catch them all. They're like Pokemon.
That's right, man. Yeah, and it'll probably be years before I catch anything else like that, if ever. So
yeah, you don't catch a lot of, or at least in my experience, I haven't caught a lot of offerings. So when you catch one, it feels really damn good.
Yeah, it does, man.
Especially one like that.
I was excited as hell. I'm not gonna lie. I try not to get too excited when I'm trading. I think after that happened is why I was like, kind of aggressively still adding into Toro, but it doesn't matter.
You know what? I know exactly which offering I caught because I have a picture of it saved in my folder. I'm not going to pull it up because it doesn't matter, but it was AVCT. I got short damn near the top at 280, and it reopened at like 2, and that's about where I covered. So 80 cents, a really nice catch.
Oh
But
yeah,
that just goes to show you that was from 280 to 2. This was from 3 to 80 cents. Like, this is nuts.
yeah, dude. It was pretty dang. I mean, it was wild.
Yeah, this was nice. But anyway, yeah, we had some good trades this week. Good month. March is wrapped. On to April we go. Actually, Monday will be the first trading day of April. So we march forward, but had some good trades. This was solid.
Hell yeah, it was a good month.
Hell yeah, it's a beaut. Well, anyway, all right. So we did some trade review. Trying to keep this somewhat shorter and sweeter, but one additional thing we wanted to touch on, aside from a couple trade recaps, is we're going to attempt, and I say attempt because we got wives, kids, life's crazy, shit happens. But we're going to attempt and do our best to add some structure into this thing. And going forward, we're going to do our best too. I even had to write it down because I can't remember nothing. But Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. market time, we're going to start doing weekly trade recaps, reviews, whatever you want to call them, and Q&A. So we're going to do it live. So Thursdays, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. market time, live trade recap with live Q&A, and we're going to attempt to do that every single week so we can keep it consistent, answer questions so people know when it's coming, whatever. So Thursdays, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. market time, live trade review, recap, Q&A. Also,
Got it on the board.
I do, because I can't remember nothing. On Mondays at 7:15 a.m. Central, 8:15 a.m. market time, we're going to do live pre-market prep. I figured Monday would be the best day because that way we've had some things happen over the weekend, news to digest, whatever. Plus, if small caps is going to be a bit slower, I'm not saying we won't do pre-market prep more than just Monday, but plan on doing it every Monday at 7:15. So from about 7:15 a.m., well, 8:15 a.m. market time to about 9 a.m. That 45-minute window is when I'm looking to do pre-market prep, and then cut it by about 9, so we got a good half hour to just get our mind right.
That's right.
Looking to add some structure, do some live stuff, because we've gotten good feedback on that, and we're going to just try to keep it going. We'll keep doing other stuff too, but those 2 days in particular, we're going to put those days in the description because otherwise I'll forget, and I'm going to keep them on the board because otherwise I'll forget. Thursdays, 7 p.m. market time. Mondays, 8:15 a.m. market time. Pre-market prep, trade recaps, all good things. All right, there we go. But with that, per usual, let us know what you like, don't like, want to hear, want us to talk about, whatever. And then we'll be doing this stuff live, so you can jump in and comment what you want us to talk about or ask questions or whatever. Anyway, I think that's all I got. You got anything else?
I wish I did.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you don't, because you need to celebrate your freaking... I had a note on this board earlier, and I was going to keep it up here for the whole episode, that I missed the GMVD offering with the sad face. But you should go celebrate the shit out of that.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to. I'm drinking a Diet Mountain Dew right now because, I told my wife I wouldn't drink so much since she can't drink right now because.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Go ahead. You finish that.
I was just gonna say I haven't told anybody, but my wife is pregnant. So,
congrats.
Thank you.
It's freaking awesome, man. They already
Oh, yeah.
got one going for 2. Got a little boy. Could be a girl. I told them girls were trouble, but you know, it's fun, man. It's fun. We got one of each, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. With that, we're gonna cut it. Today is Friday, so we'll do the live pre-market prep on Monday. I'm gonna put it in the description. Thursday, we'll start doing the trade recap live Q&A, and we're gonna keep that going as best we can. So with that, I'll holler at you. Sure, we'll talk this weekend. If nothing else, I'll holler at you on Monday. Congrats on the freaking huge win. That's awesome.
Thanks, man.
And appreciate y'all for watching. Like I said, like, comment, share, all that normal good stuff. Let us know how much you like us, love us, hate us. But let us know something. All right. Peace.
Peace.
Back it up.